great footage of the interview with Shirley Bolstok. This is kind of a part 2. After Shirley and I said goodbye to the audience, she and I kept talking. And so I have another 20 minutes of our conversation recorded that I'm going to be sharing with you now. She and I are both dedicated to helping to heal the heart of Gaia as we move into this next reality collectively. And we talk about that in this episode and some of the tools and frequencies that she has specifically for helping Gaia. So I'm super excited about this. I think that for New Earth Day, I'm going to be doing something with her and seeing who else we can bring on to help heal the heart of Gaia moving forward so that she, as she ascends, we all ascend with her. So enjoy this episode with Shirley.
Now, they started getting me on a spreadsheet. Things got real interesting. And they started bouncing them off against the speed of sound, the speed of light, a formula of resonance of subagio tones, colors. Colors have their own hertz and their resonance. And before I knew it, I got to tell you, this is just the tip of the iceberg of all this work and all these numbers that have come in. And these are all on a disc, thank God. Thank God the age of paper. Probably, which is great, but it's nice to have it in front of us anyway. But yeah, that's the tip of the iceberg. They brought in beautiful things. I got contacted by the 13 Sacred Skulls, and they wanted the activations. And I was a little surprised, but it's when I hit the number, I think it's when I hit the 72 that they said, no, we want it. So sure enough, I got with 2 other metaphysical workers, actually 3 others, and we brought in the codes for these 13 sacred skulls, and we could see it was activated. And then they simply said, "Great, now you're going to bring in our brothers and sisters." So we've been able to bring in new crystal skulls, or new type of beings of the crystalline form, and we brought in quite a few, some new ones since then. Okay. And they would contact me and say, "I'm coming in."
But I want to talk to you a little bit more about something we can do for the planet herself.
Absolutely. I've got them.
Yeah, I think, have you been doing that with the planet? Or
yeah.
Okay.
Let me show you, and we can certainly facilitate this together. I want to show you something. Here we go.
She would really like to be cleared of negative conscious attachments.
Yeah, we've been including Gaia. The eternal rainbow fire and the 13 sacred rays of creation is one of my most powerful works for Gaia. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I've done this with some other people, but it's different with who facilitates this with me.
Okay.
Okay. So somebody like yourself, Elmora, first ray, this attaches to pyramids. Second ray, Lord Lanto, and attaches to another pyramid. These keep going until the 13th sacred ray of creation, and then they actually bring in activations, crystalline activations at the end. So this is a phenomenal, incredible way of bringing in work for Gaia. I also have the galactic heart, which is a beautiful, beautiful Gaia. In fact, the next time I talk to you, I plan on bringing that galactic heart in personally for you. I can bring this personally in for you before we even present it in a group.
Right. Okay.
We've got this, but like I said, the person who's presenting it does make a difference. It absolutely does, because your modalities and the you hold a lot of chalices. You got like a bunch of hands holding these chalices, and so you look like Octopus Woman. Look at all my chalices.
Yeah.
There you got yeah, there you got them in a holding tray, and and you've got them. But I got the 13 sacred rays of creation. I am reaching for the 432 I am. You'll probably be the first one that's going to get, one of the first people that's going to get offered to, because I would love to get you that. So we got the activation of the galactic heart. I've got lunar activations for eclipses and actually brings in even the hurts of a real true eclipse. And they cross over in a 7-point star. And it's very powerful. And I got to tell you, eclipses are tough deals, boy. People go through hell with those. And so we got those for Gaia. I've also got Genesis codes, which are actually where I take numbers of Genesis and I bring in those numbers against the hurts of the earth and then bring in some of the galactic heart with that. That's a very powerful work for Gaia. I do have Genesis codes. I also have tree codes. I also have water codes. I also have colors, the balsam hydrogen line color codes. I've got all of those. I've got the seven rays from the 10th dimension of the crystal sun. I've got that came in, and they're it's all powerful work for Gaia.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let's set up another time to talk about that.
Oh yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah,
I'd love to. Yeah. If there's anybody that's a powerhouse on this planet that could facilitate these, it's you. I already knew that when I came in. By the way, I was like fog-headed for hours after that wonderful activation we brought in for you. Usually doesn't happen to me, but I got to tell you, that was a pretty amazing experience. But
yeah,
like
I
said,
hope you got some of that energy for yourself.
I did actually, and I needed it. Some of that was very, very important for me. And I had been going through some problems with a physical injury that is healing that has caused me a lot of very interesting issues. So that definitely helped with that. I do want to show you something that's a very interesting activation. And I did not bring up CERN on the recording. You might. And this 8192 is one mathematical equation, this 8192. I'm going to show this to you. Because what has happened is CERN started, because they wanted that God particle, they started literally slamming at 8,192 cubicles, which is twice the absolute top of 4,096 that you get past that are considered dangerous, and they doubled it. And then what they did was holes opened up, and then electronic frequencies got piggybacked in, unfortunately.
And that happened in 2012, right? That was in 2012.
Now, it could be, that it happened in 2012.
I've heard that CERN did its thing in 2012 and messed with our timeline. Well,
this will bring it back into number one, God I Am, and take it out of the electronic modification of our DNA. That's what they want. They actually want to create android humans and human androids. This is what they're after.
Right.
And that stops that. And we've got a lot of work coming in that's stopping that.
Yeah. Well, people are becoming aware of it. The intent to create bioelectronic devices, creating us into, I was told that's what the dragons are. They did that with dragons. Biomechanical.
Yeah. That's a lot of what we're going through now is an experiment to see how far they can push it. Now, I could tell you that these activations are in their way. That's why they were given to me. And
that's why I said the response that came was, "Todd, we lost another one."
Yeah. Oh, I've piggybacked these on the air.
Because you're closing the loopholes.
Yeah. I've also got prosperity rates. I've also got I've got many different things that we can do in here. I've got planet rates. I do have all planet rates. I also have the gold rates. These come with the carats of gold. Boy, would you love these. They're beautiful. They infused these gold rates, and they actually came in with carats. I actually have, these are very interesting rates that showed up, that the Emperor wore no clothes, the breaking of illusion. And this is a high for Gaia, the transmutation of the Emperor's curse, the release of geographical and territorial claims, the transmutation of the King's curse, the control of households and generations. Yeah, these have come in.
So if people were to contact you, would you intuitively know which one of those is best for them?
Always.
Like kind of like you did with me, because you did a bunch of different ones with me.
Always. They're all custom. Now, I've done group things where people receive. I've done group things where people receive. But the deal is if you contact me personally, you're going to get a very custom personal I am attunement. From the I ams that are the custom I am frequency for you or for the person, and everything else that they need. Absolutely true. And sometimes it's a layering of sessions, and we get these like I'll probably be doing for you as well. We also got the prosperity rates and the chakras of the 64 yagnitis. These go on and on, and they just keep coming. They're not done. They're not done.
Wow. Well, that's really amazing. And what I find fascinating is you've also taken the time to type every single one of those out. Because I don't know, do they come in when you're on your computer, or you write them?
Yeah, they're coming into my head, and I'm typing these. I'm putting them on spreadsheets. I'm typing up. Some of them are very simple. The neutralization rate, probably my top rate, one of my best rates of all. Yeah, as they're coming into my head.
Okay.
Yeah. As they're coming into my head, I'm typing them because I've got to see them, and then I've got them, and then they get put on disk or whatever, and then they get printed out. Yes, I do want to see them.
Okay, great.
So it's not like, it's not like if I could remember the way they get in my head. Listen, if they get on spreadsheets, I got to go down those columns and copy them all and put them onto my Microsoft Doc or my PDF. Like I got to bring them in through.
And when did you start bringing those in? Has that been 25 years since you started bringing in the codes?
2014.
Okay. Which makes sense, because that's when we started crossing the bridge and being able to access higher dimensions.
Yes.
Dimensional frequencies and above after 2012. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. 2014. I had an incident where I had this very loud tinnitus for days before I got them. But boy, that wasn't fun, but here they came. But I needed an incident. I needed something to spur me to ask for them.
Right.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have known what to ask for if this hadn't happened with this one gentleman. So I really believe he was sent to me so I would get frustrated and say, hey, wait a minute. What's going on here?
And what am I missing? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What am I missing here? And that was the 8, and then they came in a week later.
Wow.
And they told me to get on the calculator, and they gave me the formulas. Since then, that play with numbers has been phenomenal. I have a youth activation too, and that's a really fun one that goes back and forth. And that's a great activation.
That's great. Yeah, because we are not meant to die so young.
No, or decay, or you have about 25 good years, and then it starts all dying off, and then you have rough years after that, and we all have to worry about aging and trying to keep our bodies together. No, these actually, I've seen some people look 10 years, 15 years younger after I've given them to them.
Wow.
Kind of a nice plus.
Yeah, that's nice. And I wanted to bring you on because your gifts are so important to this new reality that we're creating. And I really want people to connect with you and get the coding that they need, because we are recoding our DNA and letting go of what I'm seeing are like attachments that were attached to our DNA that created like dis-ease and disease and dying, but broke up the perfection of our divine human blueprint.
That's correct.
Yeah. So what I'm seeing is you're doing a restoration of our divine human blueprint and reactivating humanity to its fullest potential, and the planet herself. So, and I wanted to bring you on because I think your work is so vitally important for people who are really ready to take their lives to that next level. And I do want to, it's not for newbies. Right. Yeah. It could be for newbies, but they'd have to also accept
newbies will get the newbies can get the IM activations. No problem.
And also accept what I'm hearing is accept the consequences that come with it. It's not bad consequences, but just to understand that when we start doing this kind of work, sometimes there are ascension symptoms that come with it.
It has happened to me.
So
yeah, it's and I have cleared some types of specific types of abuses generations back. And the person has felt kind of out of it for a couple of days, because it was such a powerful clearing.
You kind of go through a detox,
crisis,
right?
Yeah.
So they might actually feel, I know for myself, when I first started doing this work 10 years ago, I started having detox symptoms. And I knew that I was detoxing, but detoxing is uncomfortable.
It can't be.
Yeah. So as long as people understand that that's what's going on, is that they're detoxing old beliefs and old genetic structures, and they're purging stuff from their physical body, from their physical makeup, then the detoxing isn't as painful, because you understand that that's actually a good thing that your body's going through this response. What people call ascension symptoms is it's a response to our physical makeup actually changing.
One of the nice things about the 8 activations, they can make that a lot easier. Because if some things disappear as though they never existed in the first place, that's one less thing to detox. So that's kind of nice too.
Got it. So it makes that whole process much easier to
much easier
than having to actually go through the physical purging process.
Yeah. Okay. Because if you take something out, once it doesn't exist, there's nothing to purge. That's what's the cool thing about this particular type.
Okay. So the healing can be instantaneous. We no longer have to go through years and years and years of restructuring and remodeling and purging and letting go and all that. It just
absolutely. And a lot of times we'll do that and wind up reliving the stories. Now, understand the judgments that we make in this lifetime can come up to bite us,
Right.
You still got to watch those, you still got to understand if something comes up in your face after getting this type of activation, chances are it could be cleared a lot easier. Then it doesn't mean the activation didn't work. It means, hi, I don't know where to go. What am I going to do here except badger you and be in your face, So,
right. So you may still have those triggering experiences?
You could, but it's much faster to clear it, because it could be a triggering experience that happened in this life, and we've cleared everything out behind it. And now it's sitting in front of them going, I don't know what to do. How do I affect you? And you can clear it out. So these are layering processes too, but it certainly makes things a lot easier. But I'll tell you something, you're absolutely right. Once you rid yourself of what I would say, or transmute out something that it's no longer there, but you don't want to let go of the emotion.
Right.
You could start a whole new ball rolling, and this could happen in more of a type of thing. Well, maybe
the memories are there, because a lot of times our souls intentionally put us in really difficult situations, because those memories then become learning, teaching lessons.
Right. But the memories are there.
But we no longer have the pain attached to them.
Yeah, that's what could change. Yeah, the memories are there. But, or if the pain is there, that emotional body can be transmuted. You can neutralize it out, saying, you don't have a place here. High emotional body that is causing all this pain and shame and grief. Neutralize that grief, neutralize that shame, neutralize, where it's being embodied. And it's a whole new way of working with things.
Okay.
Yeah, a whole new way of working with things. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. I hope you enjoyed that conversation. As you can see, she's got so much to choose from. And again, as in the last episode, I'm leaving her personal information in the details below if you want to contact her and have a session with her. She is amazing. Today's episode is brought to you by Hempwork CBD. I've tried a lot of CBD products over the last couple of years, and Hempwork's products are the only ones that I have found to be helpful with some of my ascension symptoms. Visit hempworks.com/fearlessandfree to pick up your CBD. And until next time, and as always, get bold, be fearless, and live free. Mwah.